Qualifying's about to kick off any moment here at the circuit Barcelona-Catalunya. No doubt that today will be full of action on the track. I want to talk briefly about the strategy in these qualifying sessions. Anthony Davidson, how can a driver adjust their approach to gain those critical extra tenths of a second?
Well, qualifying isn't about adjusting your approach necessarily, it's more about trying to repeat a low fuel run that you've practiced prior to this session. You're looking for perfection on the lap, and that's hard to achieve if you're trying something new. There are some variables that can stand in your way, however. Track position or unexpected yellow flags, for example. Coupled with ever-changing track conditions, it's important to be out there at the right moment. But as a driver, you have to try and ignore these distractions and just keep your mind focused on that one perfect lap.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Hamilton, Vettel and Valtteri.
Well done. That was a good qualifying performance.
What does the Spanish Grand Prix have in store for us today, I wonder? I hope we see some tight wheel-to-wheel action down the main straight, circa Mansell and Senna way back in '91, or maybe we'll have a more strategic race here on a track where overtaking can be difficult. It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down to turn 1 of this 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Let's talk about Varsandi. They're still relatively new to a sport which does have a high learning curve and, of course, little tolerance for mistakes.
And this is something that has ended the career of many a young driver, as that leap up to Formula 1 proves to be too much. But luckily in this case, I'd say they're doing a good solid job, and the risk the team took in signing them is definitely starting to pay off.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Verstappen, Alexander Albon and Leclerc, Varsandi, Weber, Norris and Roman Grosjean, Butler, Magnussen, Daniel Ricciardo and Raikkonen, Kvyat, Stroll, Antonio Giovinazzi and Pierre Gasly. Kubica and George Russell ends our grid lineup. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap. place. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. the teammate behind is 9.5 seconds. Okay, you're in the top 10. Some information on Weber. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car. Sim data, we expect you're going to start feeling the effect of tyre wear around about now. Let us know if it gets too bad. In this lap, push now. Okay, remember to pit this lap. class. Lance is in for his stop. leading our teammate by 27.0 seconds. Okay, we should be good on tyres for a while. The wear doesn't seem too bad at the moment. Just take care when you load them up. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. This is your final lap of the race. You've lost some time to the car behind. Fantastic! You've won the Grand Prix.
And an incredible win for Racing Point. A brilliant performance. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I think the key here was just the quality of the racecraft, you know? I mean, how many overtakes did they make overall? I'm sure we have a stat person keeping score somewhere, and it was fantastic to watch, wasn't it? This is a strategic sport at the end of the day, but it's always really gratifying to see close-fought battles on track. It's what all the fans are after.
Racing Point's performance today has shown that they can be competitive with the veterans of the sport. They're making their way out to the podium now as we speak, and the reaction from the crowd must be incredibly uplifting for them. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Varsandi increases their championship lead. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I mean, can it be anyone else other than Danny Kvyat? His performance today really set him apart from the other drivers out there. He's got to be...
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. How are you feeling after that win? Well, looks like your luck has changed. Things went a lot better than last weekend, didn't they? You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? You're surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you? Appreciate your time.
Just wanted to say congrats on the podium. It's thoroughly deserved. We were sweating those last few laps on the pit wall, but you brought it home.